Welcome to the second lesson. Like with the previous lesson, especially on trigonometry, we had a question where we were given a scenario. So in this case, they say if 90 degrees less than A less than 3/6 and tan A is equals to 2/3, determine without using a calculator sine A, which is 3 marks, cos 2A minus sine 2A, 4 marks. Okay, capillary mention a lot of things. Ke bontshitse taba ya reduction formula. Ke bontshitse taba ya SOHCAHTOA. I also spoke of theorem of Pythagoras. I also mentioned special angles. Ke boletse ka di square identities. But now, we're in grade 12. Remember, knowledge ya trigonometry, I end up on these 5 things. It extends to double angles, and compound angles. And then when on your formula sheet again, you are aware that for the double angles, for the compound angles. And also, they don't give you reduction formula, about SOHCAHTOA, about theorem of Pythagoras. They don't give you special angles, and they don't give you square identities. So the ones that are ticked are the ones that you are provided with. Now, the problem that we have here, especially relating to this statement. I mentioned earlier that tan A is equals to 2/3. The first thing, you must work out this. Work out tan A is equals to 2/3 as a right angle triangle. Draw a right angle triangle. Angle e we A. And then side far from this A will be 2, and then side that is closer to A will be 3. Your triangle does not necessarily mean it's to one direction. I draw a triangle of this nature, Karamo, Kavia A. So if you put A here, what are you position yourself here? And then when I was about SOHCAHTOA, opposite, adjacent. So if we are working opposite and adjacent, it means that row level which side? We are going to look at the side far from A, which is this, and then that is 2. And because it's tan, adjacent is always this, and that is your 3. So what is missing is the value of R. Now, we are going to use theorem of Pythagoras in order for us to calculate the value of R. We use theorem of Pythagoras to find the value of R. Now, when we take theorem of Pythagoras, it means that we are going to have R squared equals to x squared plus your y squared. And remember that the triangle that you're working with here is a right angle triangle. So the side far from the angle, the side far from the angle, ke yona re bitsang gore ke opposite. And the side that is closer to the angle, re bitsa gore ke adjacent. But here, the longest side of this triangle, ke yona re bitsang gore ke r. Now, our r squared is unknown, but what is x? X is a horizontal line. A line ya yona so ke x, ya yona so ke y. So because we have got x, it means that we have 3 squared plus your y is a line that lies vertical and is 2 squared. If we say r squared equals to 9 plus 4, the answer will be 13. Therefore, your r squared is equals to 13. Because we are not looking for r squared, we are looking for r. It means that we square both sides, r is going to be root of 13. And I mentioned that r is always positive. So meaning that we have root of 13 here. Now that we have a complete triangle, we can now move forward with our question. So question 1.1, about file sign A. Sign A ke bokae? Now sign e re ka lebelela Sokatoa is opposite over hypotenuse. What is our opposite? Opposite ya rena ke bokae? Ke 2. And what is our hypotenuse? Hypotenuse ke bokae? Root of 13. For 3 marks, you get 1, 2, and 3. So it means that these 3 marks is part of your question. Now, we are on 1.2. On 1.2, we file cos 2 alpha, 2a minus sine 2a. This question number 2. Enally 2 here, enally 2 here. So our cos has got 2 and 2. Don't make a mistake. 2a is an indication of a double angle. So we are not going to divide this by 2, this by 2, so that 2 cancel 2. We are going to work it out as a double angle. Now, if you take your formula sheet, we are going to change one ratio. Either you change cos or you change sine, or you change both of them. Now, based on the double angles, cos 2a anal solution theta or anal option theta, which is cos squared a minus sine squared a. Or cos, you can write it as 1 minus 2 sine squared a. Or you can write it as 2 cos squared a minus 1. This is how you can write your cos. But sine 2a has got only one option, which is 2 sine a cos a. So now we're going to change our sine and cos. So meaning that we are going to say this is the same as now reachet. Either you take this, you take this, you take that. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day is that your solution will be correct. Now, let's take this one here because we are working with cos. Let's take this one. it means that Kobali 2, in place of cos 2a, Kongwala 2 cos squared a minus 1 minus, and in place of sine 2a, in place of sine 2a, Kongwala 2 sine a multiplied by cos a. So this is what I can do. So from there, it means that I can say 2 cos squared a minus 1 minus 2 sine a multiplied by cos a. Now, back to the triangle that we had. Udima soccer 2. Soccer 2, if you remember, the triangle was like this, where this is root of 13, that is your a, that is your 2, that is your 3. So now, where do I get the solutions or the values here? Cos says car. So it means that because I'm starting with cos car, which is adjacent hypotenuse. So I mentioned that you must always position yourself on the triangle at the corner of your angle. So if you put yourself here, it means that this one will be your adjacent and this one will be your hypotenuse. Now, when I write my solution, it means that globally, these two key, I change. Then get a bracket, I get a squared, get a bracket, squared, minus 1, minus 2, ke 1. Mara sin A, ke bela bracket. Cos A, ka bela another bracket. O ka level ratio ngwe ko isentšha values tša ka ra bracket. So now what is cos squared A? Cos is the same as car, which is adjacent, hypotenuse, opposite. So get 3 over root of 30. That is my cos. Then from there, minus 1 share minus 2 into what is my sine? Sine is so, which is opposite hypotenuse. My opposite is 2, my hypotenuse is root of 30. Then I come again and put cos. Cos you said is car, which is 3 over root of 30. Then X no fita mo, ke dirile correct substitution. You can now press the calculator because what we want to see is this. Then you press the calculator, and when you press the calculator, you will get 2 bracket of 3 over root of 30. Close bracket, close bracket all squared. Sorry. Calculator yela idiom measure. Then close bracket squared. Then it's minus 1 minus 2 bracket. Okay? So bracket here, ring 2 over root of 30. Then close bracket. Another bracket which says 3 root of 30. Then 1, 2, close bracket. Then you press that. Then it means that your answer is going to be negative 7 over, let's check, over 30. So it means that now we have our solution. Where comes these 4 marks? Substituting, 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 and the solution. So now it means that we feel a question of this nature, remember these elements. Remember reduction formula, SOHCAHTOA, theorem of Pythagoras, special angles, square identities, double angles, and compound angles. Okay. I will also forward the other one where you are going to solve on your own, and later on we check the solution. Thank you and keep on studying.